welcome back to The Revolution and the first of many WWE 2K25 videos set to air here on the channel over the next year, so buckle up on the road to WWE 2K25. Last night saw the official debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and as part of the historic celebrations, WWE 2K unveiled the first official screenshots for WWE 2K25, including a look at two former women's champions. To be sure you don't miss out on any of our WWE 2K25 content, hit the bell icon and subscribe to the channel. You can stay connected to The Revolution on several platforms under the handle Revolution, including here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads and Twitch, as well as TikTok and X under the handle RevolutionYT. You can also head on over to our official website www.revolution.com for all the latest women's wrestling news, recaps and more. Following Roman Reigns' successful win over Solo Sikoa, we received our very first tease for WWE 2K25 with the announcement that more news will come later this month on January 27th. It was also teased by the official WWE Games social media that more news would come on January 28th, so whether or not that is the same info drop remains to be seen, but we eagerly anticipate our very next chunk of WWE 2K25 news. Following the announcement, WWE 2K unveiled a series of screenshots for their upcoming title, showing off last year's cover star Cody Rhodes, WWE 2K24 DLC superstar CM Punk, Damian Priest, and more importantly, Liv Morgan and Bayley. Before we go into a little more detail for both Bayley and Liv, I just want to say how great across the board all the superstars look in this year's game, and there seems to be quite a jump between models comparing the likes of Liv and Cody to last year's game. Now, it may sound a little bit stupid, but to me the models look more fluid, if that's the right word, and if that makes sense. In last year's game, the models, while looking great, almost looked a little tense and sometimes scrunched in the face. This year, the models look to have a more relaxed look to them, making them look more lifelike and realistic. Maybe I'm being stupid, but regardless, all the models so far, in my opinion, look really good, especially Liv and Bayley. Sticking with Liv Morgan, as we go into a little bit more detail, we can see from Liv's screenshot that she's sporting an attire from her steel cage match against Becky Lynch from May last year as part of her heel turn run. It's not for definite, but it could mean that we could see Becky Lynch also in her attire from the steel cage match, which saw Becky spot a Scott Hall-esque red and black number. Having participated in several high-stake matches over the last year, it could be anyone's guess as to what Becky's attire could be in WWE 2K25, but if it has to be this attire, I'd be happy nonetheless. Switching back to Liv, from head to thigh, Liv looks absolutely stunning, with much more realistic looking hair this year, and a more subtle look when it comes to makeup. For the last few years, Liv's model has unfortunately came with signature makeup styles, which may look great, but quickly become outdated with new attires and attitude switch-ups for Liv. Going with a more subtle makeup palette allows creators to create much more cohesive attires without sacrificing the overall look thanks to a one-off look. I don't want to get too hung up on the hairstyles until I see the game in action for myself, but I'm praying it looks just as good as it does here, with Liv undoubtedly for me looking the best she has in the WWE 2K series to date. Judging by the frame of the screenshot, it looks as though Liv may unfortunately have the same entrance animation as in the last few games, but I'm really hoping we get a brand new championship entrance at least, seeing as Liv was champion for a large chunk of 2024. I could be totally wrong, and the screenshot captures a frame that is extremely close to one seen in previous years. Think similar to that of Dana Brooke's entrance in WWE 2K23, which had a mix of new and reused animations. One thing we do know for definite, however, is that Liv does have a brand new entrance Titantron, which fits Liv's heel side as seen on WWE TV. If I had one slight criticism, it would be that the miniskirt needs to be a tad less transparent, but overall a great year for Liv Morgan in WWE 2K25 if this is anything to go by. Switching to another former champion, maybe a little bit too soon, as we get the first official look at Bayley in WWE 2K25, who we do know for definite has a brand new entrance animation thanks to that subtle little point and smile. Although slightly similar-ish in style, Bayley's hair in this year's game is far superior, and like Liv, I would argue that this is also the best Bayley has ever looked in the WWE series, which is pretty crazy given how many different models and different versions we've seen of Bayley since she made her series debut back in WWE 2K17. Although I have appreciated the models in previous years, there seems to be a big leap in the quality this year, and you can even make out individual hair strands. Like I say, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but this really gives me hope as we enter a new season of WWE 2K. From the screenshot, we can see Bayley is sporting her Clash at the Castle attire from her match against Piper Niven, which saw Bayley retain her WWE Women's Championship. Like mentioned previously with Becky, this could mean we see Piper sport her attire from the same event, which saw her don a pink and green variation of her Celtic Warrior style. The match also saw Chelsea Green at ringside sporting a Celtic attire of her very own with a Scottish bonnet, hat and tartan kilt, but let's face it, I think we can rule that one out as Chelsea's attire for WWE 2K25. From the lighting in the arena, it looks like we'll see Bayley paired with her face-turned blue and gold Titantrons to best fit with her brand new entrance animation. It also looks like WWE 2K25 will once again be partnered with Slim Jim, as seen as a sponsorship on the electronic billboard. I think all of us, especially the women's wrestling fans amongst us, could sit here all day long going through every fine detail, so I can't wait to see our very first piece of footage to really get a grasp of the changes to this year's game. One small little thing I also want to point out before we wrap up is that if you take a look at the Damien Priest screenshot, you can see Damien is sporting his Bash and Bill attire, which saw Damien and Rhea team up against Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan as part of the Terror Twins. During the event, Rhea and Damien spotted a matching Terror Twins attire, which could mean we see Rhea also sporting her Bash and Bill look to match Priest. Bash and Bill saw Rhea with longer hair and a black and purple attire, which I personally would be really happy with if that is the direction for 2K25. Like both Piper and Becky, this doesn't mean that Rhea will definitely sport the Bash and Bill attire, but it does give us a window to try and look and try and pinpoint what attires could make the cut in WWE 2K25. And let's face it, it's all speculative fun. So with all that in mind, be sure to let us know in the comments below what you make of today's reveals and who you would like to see showcased next. NXT airs later this evening with their New Year's Evil special, so who knows, maybe we'll see some screenshots of some NXT superstars, but if not, be sure to tune in around January 27th and January 28th for that teased WWE 2K25 update. To be sure you don't miss out on any of our upcoming WWE 2K25 content, hit the bell icon and subscribe to the channel. You can also stay connected with us on social media by using either Revolution or Revolution YT, or by heading on over to our official website www.revolution.com. Until next time, I've been The Revolution, and thus begins the road to WWE 2K25.